this is your astrology reading for the full moon in Leo, which is happening on Wednesday, February the 16th at 6:56 p.m. Cairo, Egypt time. Thank you to all my existing subscribers. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe and please like, comment, and share. And all these actions help to support my channel to grow. So thank you so much for your support. So this full moon in Leo, I'm going to start off with the collective reading, and then I'm going to move on to each zodiac sign. I highly urge you to use your rising sign rather than your sun or your moon sign, because it will provide the most accurate reading. If you don't know your rising sign, I put a free online rising sign calculator. Alternatively, you can contact me and I can help you figure it out as well. So I'm going to start off with the collective reading. Full moons represent a time of culmination. It is a time of intensified emotions. It is a peak energetic point in the month. And it is a point of harvest, of culmination, of fruiting, of whatever plant that was seeded 2 weeks ago during the new moon in Aquarius. And also look back at 6 months ago during the new moon in Leo. So look back at your screenshots or your photo gallery in your phone, or your messages and your emails from around, or your social media profile from around February 1st, as well as August the 8th, and August 8th of 2021. And these things will provide a clue to you as to what the significance of this full moon is in your life. Leo is the sign of leaders. It's a sign of royalty, of celebrity, of being chosen somehow, and being shining out from the crowd for it. This is what Leo energy is about, or part of what Leo energy is about. And during this full moon, with the sun being in an Aquarius and the moon being in Leo, the spotlight is being shifted towards the ones who are progressive and who have been marginalized, ostracized, outcast, and they are being highlighted around this time. So keep your eyes out for people or situations that are not quite the cookie cutter type, because there's going to be a spotlight on those people and on those countries or on those things. An example of this that I noticed, it was that I'm following this Japanese comedian called Watanabe Naomi, and she is a larger framed female. In Japan, she's well known as a comedian. And I was just looking at her Instagram profile, and I noticed that she's recently being chosen to model. She's modeling for Hugo Boss. She's modeling for Beyonce's sportswear collection. And I noticed that yesterday it was announced that she's become the brand ambassador for Adidas. And for me, this was like, I was so happy, because in Asia, in the Far East, especially in Japan, women are considered desirable only when they're really, really skinny. Well, until now, this is the norm, that women are supposed to look frail and skinny. And especially in the realm of sports, a fit woman was always supposed to be very, very slim. And I thought that Japan was like really lagging behind the rest of the world in that area, where people are embracing body positivity and body inclusivity. So when I saw Watanabe Naomi being chosen, I was like, wow, okay, this is like a Leo full moon moment, where the person in the spotlight is perhaps the more the unusual suspect as to like a regular small framed brand ambassador for a sports brand. I was really, really pleased to see that. Around this time as well, Mercury, the planet that's responsible for communications, transactions, transportations, mercantile activities, buying, selling, trading, going back and forth. This should be flowing pretty well right now and smoother than it was in the past few weeks, since Mercury just shifted into the sign of Aquarius, where it is much more comfortable in an air sign. Emotions, passions, and desires may be running high at the time of this full moon, not only because it's a full moon, but also because Mars and Venus just came together moments before this full moon. And this is a great time to get things done towards the things that you want to accomplish that have to do with things that you love and value. Just be careful of being Machiavellian about those things, because it's never God rarely rewards trampling on others to get what you want in life. So just be mindful of that tendency. It could be there, the tendency to be competitive, to prefer conflict and war to get the things you want. It could be there right now. So without being conscious of that, you could get carried away. So just put in the back of your mind that that is a possibility. So that's all I have for the collective. I'm going to go through each zodiac sign and talk a little bit about what this full moon can mean for you. So for Aries, this full moon is happening in your 5th house of children, creativity, pregnancy, arts, recreations, hobbies, and pleasure. So there's going to be a culmination and a coming to light having to do with those topics. For Taurus, this is happening in your 4th house of foundations, home, family, ancestry, property, roots, and the grave and things under the ground. So there's going to be a coming to light and a fruition having to do with those topics. For Gemini, this is happening in your 3rd house of siblings, extended family, neighborhood, neighbor, short distance trips, the daily commute, journaling, the life of the mind, reading, writing, communicating. So there's going to be a fruition and a coming to light having to do with those topics. For Cancer, this is happening in your 2nd house of money, personal possession, movable possessions, personal resources and assets, including your skill set and your time. So there's going to be a highlighting, a crescendo of energy, and a coming to light having to do with those topics. For Leo, this is happening in a very personal part of the sky for you. It's happening in your 1st house, and you're gonna feel this full moon a little bit extra for that. It's going to be about your body, your appearance, your identity, your sense of life direction, your health, your vitality, your character, your spirit, and your psychology. All these things are going to come to light and come to an energetic high point or a fruition during this time. For Virgo, this is happening in your 12th house of hidden enemies, secrets, self-sabotage, addictions, hospitals, monasteries, retreats, isolation, and ego loss, as well as large animals. So there's going to be a coming to light and a fruition having to do with those topics. For Libra, this is happening in your 11th house of aspirations, friends and social groups, allies, benefactors, and wishes for the future. So there's going to be a coming to light, a fruition, and an energetic crescendo having to do with those topics. For Scorpio, this is happening in an important part of the sky for you. It's happening in your 10th house of career, public reputation, honors, what you are known for in the public, how you, privileges, advancements, and how you spend your time. So if you don't have a career, it could be that you're a stay-at-home parent or a caregiver. So there's going to be a highlighting, a crescendo of energies, a culmination having to do with those topics. And you're going to be feeling this full moon that much strongly because it's happening at a very powerful point in the chart for you. For Sagittarius, this is happening in your 9th house of God, higher education, beliefs, religion, mysticism, spirituality, astrology, law, politics, long distance trips, foreign countries, foreign peoples, and foreign things. So there's going to be a culmination of energies, a fruition, and a coming to light in your life having to do with those topics. For Capricorn, this is happening in your 8th house of obligations, joint assets, taxes, loans, debts, inheritances, karmic debts. So a sense of you owing something to someone or someone owing something to you. It is also the house of death and transformation. So there's going to be a highlighting, a culmination, a fruition during the time of this full moon having to do with those topics. For Aquarius, this is happening in an important part of the sky for you. This is happening in your 7th house of partnerships, one-on-one relationships, spouse, romantic relationships, business partnerships, and clients. So there's going to be a coming to light, a fruition, and a harvest having to do with those topics. For Pisces, this is happening in your 6th house of service, daily routines, sickness, hard work, toil, labor, workers, employees, and small pets. So there's going to be a coming to light, a fruition, a harvest having to do with those topics. So that's all I have for you guys today. If you want to book a reading with me, please email me. If you like the content of this video, please consider donating to this channel. And I'll be speaking to you guys soon. Wishing you all a very blessed full moon in Leo. And I'll be speaking to you soon. Bye.